destined to obey the orders of the Queen, destined to play your card game correctly. Game, GA8, ME1826. Card, CA4, R1822, D426. Queen, QU38, EE1048 and 14 equals 62. Queen. 6/22/6 from 6 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. is 14 hours. 6/22, sorry, is 16 hours. And then from 22 to 6 is 8 hours. Know these letters, know these numbers. So the dog, is it Lassie? Is it the sheepdog? Was the wolf or the fox out hunting the lamb? Because if they were, and we were put together as lamb, as wool, as rolled in a ball, Levi's, don't you know it is the L letter, revise, VI or IV. Which way in life have you become? Have you become the Viking, being able to move one space at a time? Vi being the Roman numeral, VI, equaling to 22 for V, and I is 9, equals to 31. 31, 13, 31, 13, 31, 13. I don't have any of this marked down, but just going to go over. So what makes us the lamb? What makes us the sheep? It's a question I had in my head, the answer, and I don't right now. The dog is what controls. We get to move. We could become that Viking or the IV, right? Plugged in, IV is 4. So if IV is 4 and it's plugged in, would that be the Matrix iPod before Neil Anderson? You know, they drilled that hole in the back of his neck, right? But he was all unplugged from spots all over his body. That's the IV. The ether, well, I'm not going to say how it works, right? That was just amazing. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I was just thinking of something. I have to look at something. Wow. Okay. So how are we the sheep? Spirit heaven. Jack is the plug-in, right? But it creates the E. The J creates 5 and 5 or 6 and 4. The reverse of 5 and 5 is 2 and 2, the 22nd letter. It could be the 2nd letter. It could be the 4th letter. It could be the 8th letter, 2 to the power of 3. I'm just thinking in my head right now, but I forget how we became the sheep. Forget how we became the sheep. With the wool pulled over our eyes, if we're the sheep and the wool is pulled over our eyes, don't you think we need a good cutting of that wool? Was it the talus that was made of wool? I'm just asking myself all these questions. Why are we the sheep? Why is the dog watching us by the bigger master, above the queen, above the dog? The dog is 26. God is a word that creates division, creates the word Jesus. It is 3, 1, 3. 3 and 1 is that 4, and 3 equals to that 7 for Jesus of time on the cross. Through the cycle, 4 by 7, 28 days to the moon. Instead of one cycle of 13, it's 1 ounce. So since there's 13 moons, we have to go 13 times 28 equals to 364 grams, which is 13 parts of 16 ounces. Right? We have 13 parts of 16 ounces because we have 13 moons of 28 days, 364 grams. Creation Israel. Creation of creation. 1 and 1 creation. So I'm going to go into right now just something really small. And I just want to say something that when are our parents really happy? Nearing the end and as we get older, when are our parents really happy? When can they just breathe and see something that they want? They want that security for their children. They just want to see their children happy, you know, safe and secure, and their children smiling, just to be able to let go. They know they're on their last breath. It's time to let go. And you don't have to do that on your last breath. That can happen in the last 25 years of your life, on your last breath, okay? Meaning on your last go for it. And just because on that, once you become a parent and a grandparent, which I'm not, I am and I'm not. And how can I explain this? Yeah, once they see you're smiling, because it's about the reincarnate. They know they're going to reincarnate. What is reincarnate? What is that word? If you knew you were going to reincarnate, right? And you knew how the system works. So even before you know it, just believe it. Once you figure out the intricate board game that we are playing, you will realize and start to learn that there is something more than just the present. I'm going to show you right now. And it's reincarnate. This is the arc, right? The arc is your body. The in part is 72, and that is big, 7 and 9. 9 and 7, your gateway in Venus. Big. Through what? Through 13 man. Cycle man, 28. 28 cycle of the moon. Number of the moon, 57. If there's 2 moons, okay, you have 57, 57, 14, and 10. The numbers created by 6 times 4, 6 plus 4 equals 24, equals 10, equals to 34, minus 10 equals to 14. So it's showing you these 2 parts of the equation just so you can recalculate and know what this number is over here. I'm presuming this equals to 15, and this is now Mars quarters. Now, is it the hind quarters and the quarters come in pairs is a question. The hind quarters. Mars is number 51. I call it Mars quarters, okay, because in football, you have 15 minutes, okay? 15 minutes times 4 equals to 60. In basketball, it's 12 times 4. The halftime is 30 and 30. 30 and 30 is how you play the game. In basketball, okay, in basketball, it's 24 and 24. And what's funny about that is that when they made Space Jam, and used all these cartoon characters, that's exactly what they had to do. Because the game is to buy and to sell our sun. Nous. Nous meaning our, the angel from creation. The 2 of these together equal to 36, and 18 equals to 54, the sun, which comes from number 14, which becomes birth in the sun. This total here is now number 10 and 14, 24. So now we have the total of the 24 over here. The whole equation comes together. Now we're going to take it one step further. We see 24 because of the 0. We're going to add a 6. We're going to see 30. We're going to go all the way up to 36. We're going to create I and R because 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals to 9 equals to 18. Okay. No one's here and I got a like. How does that work? See, I know something's wrong. If there's people here, maybe put likes because they're not showing up on the screen that anybody's watching. Okay, so so then we get to the moon. And the other way to create your moon, if you want, instead of saying that there's more than one moon and putting the 2 moons, we're going to just go moons. So in this scenario, instead of it being 57, it's now 76. Unless moon, and put the S, unless we do it this way, creating 19, 7 and 9, 16, 5 and 1, 6. Now we can go 67 or 676, showing me the point in gematria. this is showing me the point in gematria, and one of the reasons for that is the point is 7, and on each side it's 66, equaling to number 19, back to the revelation of the birth spirit, in which I showed you in a video how we create this. Why is my phone doing that? Let me take a look at something on my phone. Wow, holy Jesus, wow. Holy Jesus, wow. Yeah, nice. Okay. Yeah. So so yes, when we add that in, it comes into this over here. How do we create any of these numbers? Well, there's all kinds of things that are going on, ways to create the numbers. A number 6, well, it's a 1 and a 5, or it's a 2 and a 4, or it's a 3 and a 3. The reverse of 6 is going to be, remember, when you can get 1 5, 2 4, 3 3, but when it comes to 8, you must start at 2. When you go to 6, you can start as low as 1, because 2 in the highest dice, 6, equals to your 8, the queen dog, the division of the 7th gate. The ark is in ET, RAPHAEL, RAPHAEL. I'm trying to figure out what this is, because backwards it's reincarnate, and here it's ETAN. Eaton is, I think, a transmission. Eaton Rachnier. May Rachnier. This is your body, right? So I want to separate this word. So the word separates, equaling to rien, French, meaning nothing. Your body is nothing. And then eaten, okay? I'm not sure which way you want to look at this. You can look at this as neat. You can look at this as many words as 10, or natin. This is tane and nate. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, can this be just where your ET comes in instead of the ET reincarnate with TE at the end? You put it the other way. And this is 25 for Earth, representing Earth. 5 and 2 representing Earth's Q. Maybe that it's that entry point, the entry point of Q, going through that river of Q. You know what I'm saying? Going through the river of Q. Q usually brings with 21U, which is 1 through 6 equals to 21. So that is the ET. So what would the AN be? Well, your AN, your DNA, everything comes from this one over here. You have the N and you have the A. We're not pronouncing the E that comes with the N, and it is coming before. The E comes before. That means when the E is present as your 5th letter, you must present the N letter. It is L. It is M. It is N. LMN, all with the E first. 12, 5, 5, 5. 12, 13, 14. 12, and this equals 17 and 07. This is 18 and 08. This is 19 and 09. 1 and 9 is 10, 9. 1 and 8 is 9, 8. 1 and 7 is 8, 7. And how each one of these are created in numbers. It's because the E is before, so I'm going to minus it, or should I add it? How would I work that Roman numeral barade? How would I work that Roman numeral barade? So when I write reincarnate, what about eat? What about eaten? You've eaten before. What if I just spelled it N-E-I-G-H-T? This is number 49. And this is a special word, because when you say 18, you only add on 10 and 14. That's all you add on. If you add on 10 and 14, we go back to the last equation, which is right over here. And all you're adding on are the 257 moons, 10 and 14, over here. Reincarnate. So when you know in reincarnation, and you know your children are okay, sometimes you're just going to say, take a deep breath and say, I know the truth. I know where I am. I know where I am. I know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because in the history of creation, of every single book that has ever been written, of every dot and dash and geometric shape, design, and angle, it has been telling us stories. And as time went on, when were we ready to collect these stories and put the final words together? The keyboard brought it together. I don't know the algorithm of this yet, but this I do know the algorithm. Also with the ATM, your telephone, the calculator. Bizarre, 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 right? Bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. Raphael, reincarnate. Reincarnate. Let me do this one more time. I want to break it down. This one is number 23. This one is number 23. This one is 18, 19, and 3 is number 22, and that is VWW for life. This is 11, 11. This is 11, 11 in one word. And this is, how would I put this together? 14, 15, 25, 35, 40. 15, 15, and 25. 15 and 25. And 15 and 25 is yo, and that is the student. 152, whichever way you want to go. This is your, I think this is your memory. This has to do with number 72. 512, how does the computer work for memory? How does the computer work for RAM? Right? 32 plus 19. Okay, just add the S. Should I add the 19 this way? If I did, okay, then Mars, instead of Mars, M-A-R-S, being 51, I'm going to add Mars to look at 9 and 2 is 11, 1 and 1 is 2. 3 and 1. So I would get anything to do with 9 and 2 being 11, okay, or any 11 is going to tell you about creation, because it's 11 that creates 3. This is the cat. This becomes the house planet. This is the spirit in the house planet of A, B, C, D. Why? Because in A plus B plus C plus D equals 10, the letter is J. Okay, that's your DJ, right? It becomes J1. Right over here, that's your 10. You're pronouncing it over here, so you're pronouncing Jack, and the value of Jack is 25, which brings out the equation of freedom equals to 25, 5 plus 5 equals to 10, equals to 35, minus the 10 equals to 15. Mars and Electric Company. This will recreate, these two numbers will create the same thing, 6 and 5, 1 times 5, 1 plus 5. 3 times 5, 23. Okay, 3 plus 5, 0, 8 plus 15. Okay, equals 23. 2 times 3, 6. 2 plus 3, 5. They will create the same thing, but further down the road. Your 10 that comes into the factor, because when you have 8, 7, 8, 9 on the second level, and they now come in the B level, they come with 10s. Everything stops at 6. Everything stops at 6, even in pool, right? Even in pool, it's 1 through 15, 1 through 6. In the alphabet, it's 1 through 26, which is 1 and 8. These are the reverse of each other. Everything is self-explanatory. Come into this world, we pick up all the information. What a wonderful life. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.